Welcome to the Pickup Korea podcast, and today I have a special announcement. I will be releasing a ebook, basically a very short PDF that is called the Pickup Korea FAQs, or Frequently Asked Questions Cheat Sheet. So I realize that I get a lot of the same questions from clients or friends or just the community in general, and I figured that it would be very, very useful to put together a file or a sort of short 20-page ebook that really includes all of the common questions that people ask about approaching, going on dates, cultural differences, texting, inner game. And it would be a really, really useful guide to have that you can sort of just pull up on your smartphone when you're out to approach, or you're texting and you're unsure what to do. It's kind of a perfect little cheat sheet in all the situations that you would be in, out approaching, gaming, dating. And so I put this together, and I figured it would be a very, very decent price point, only $9.99, or about roughly 10,000 won, roughly the price of a dinner. And so, I mean, what better way to spend your money? You're gonna have your McDonald's meal or your kimchi jjigae, but this little cheat sheet here will definitely get you a lot more value than just a single meal. So I can kind of look over it. Some of the questions here is like, what opener should I use? What do I do if my mind goes blank or there's nothing else I can come up with? Is it better to open in Korean or English? And so many more questions like that. Let's see. Yeah, what do I do if she's on the phone or have earphones on? These are just such common questions that I got. And so instead of, continuously answering these questions, it would just be better that you have a little reference. And for anyone who buys the ebook, I am going to eventually release a second volume, and you'll actually be able to get that for free as this sort of this file, this frequently asked questions PDF. As this grows, more and more, I'll release second, third edition most likely, and you will get access to that as well. So, yeah, just to let you know. Also, let's see, texting. When do you send the first text? How many texts should I send before inviting her out on a date? Believe it or not, that's a very common one. What kind of content should I send in the texts? What kind of text should I avoid? How do I mitigate flakes? These are just a handful of questions in this file. There are a lot more, but those are probably questions that ask yourself or probably wonder, and you might even be doing the wrong thing over and over and over again and not even be knowing it. And if you just looked at this file, looked up the question, looked up, the situation that you're approaching in, or the situation that you are texting in, if you just had this kind of advice, this would definitely convert a lot more leads that you're probably losing in the pipeline. So, yeah, definitely something you're going to want to check out. Here's the date section. A couple of the questions here. What are good date venues? How long should a date be? How do I bounce her home from the date venue? When we're at home, how fast or slow should I escalate? How should my home be set up? So these are, some more of the questions. And let's see. Okay. Also, next we have like culture and language, since there's a big cultural difference between Korea and other places. I included a little handy section on how to learn Korean, some good advice there. Some things about racism that might come up. How Korean women view dating foreigners is another part of it. Also, the inner game section is really good because this is something that, regardless of where you're gaming, what country you could be meeting Korean girls or any type of girls in any country, these inner game tips are applicable anywhere. And so some questions here. I have approach anxiety. What should I do? I feel like attractive girls are out of my league. what do I do when I feel tired, down, not in state, in a bad mood? How do I get going? How do I approach? So I give some very, very practical tips and exercises that I use on my immersion programs. I use with myself, use on boot camps. I get upset when girls flake, blow me out, ghost me. How do I handle this? This is a very, very common one. So, yeah, it's just a very, very good range of questions. And it's 20 pages of just straight applicable advice, things you're going to directly be using when you're out, when you're texting, when you're on a date. And so, like I said, this will probably grow, even double in size. And the second volume will probably be out within a year as well. And so everybody who bought it, you'll be on a list, and I'll send out that second volume to later as the PDF grows. So also, if you buy it, you can even send an extra question. If you buy this ebook, you can actually submit, I'll let you submit a couple questions. And if I notice I'm getting a couple more, recent questions or common questions that come up with people who buy this, those questions will also be included in the second edition later on. And so, other than that announcement, it's also important to announce that the weather is getting better. Spring's coming in here to Korea. There's just a lot of attractive girls out. I've been recently out and about a few days a week, and same old, still pulling same day lays, same night lays, closing dates every week, good rotation of regulars, and coaching a client now, a couple clients, and one recently who's just crushing it. Every session we go out, he ends up getting a lay or a reg out of it. And these days out in Karoskil or Gangnam or really any major area, the girls, they are wearing more short skirts, more attractive wear, and there's just the spring vibe is starting to set in, and a lot of girls are really just out there hoping that they meet somebody overall. And so you can be the guy to get in there for spring, capitalize on the hormones, on the emotions, on the weather, and you just don't want to be the guy who's staying at home, letting all the hot girls walk by, jerking off to K-pop videos or whatever, right? Swiping Tinder and just, going on a date with whoever shows up. You want to be the one out there finding the girls that you're attracted to, choosing them and bringing them home with you, having relationships with them. And so that being said, I have some boot camps coming up here in the end of April and May. If anyone's interested, you can sign up. And I will offer a discount if you want to do a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 boot camp. I'll offer a discount. And if you just want to do a 1-on-1, contact me, and that'll be the normal rate. And so, other than that, any more updates? Just the weather's good. Night game will still probably be, since things are closing still around 10. I don't see that stopping until maybe summer. And so it's mostly sort of early night game at bars. And there are some clubs that are opening sort of late in the afternoon to the evening that you can go to in Gangnam or Hongdae. A lot of bar game is open right now, and the streets are just better than ever. This is probably the best time to learn street game because the streets are just flooded everywhere you go. So it's the easiest and the best way to meet girls that are attractive. And I think that would be it for today. So until next time, take it easy.